you peeps, this is Edo here for another Let's Play of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Here with me is Nightshade.
The plot thickens.
Yes, it has, and we're now gonna go and meet Miss Old Windbag and see if she can help us.
She's saying stuff.
Right, you're still sneaking around. If you like the place so much, why don't you take over for me?
The Old Windbag doesn't look so good.
Everybody's doing their darndest to forget Hammer. Who do they think they made Scoba Studios what it is today? Hammer! It is all due to Hammer.
She's starting to froth at the mouth, Nick. Maybe we should keep a safe distance.
We have to talk.
Alright.
We gotta talk, Windbag.
Alright, here we go. I wanted to ask you about 5 years ago.
Who told? Who did you hear that from?
Huh?
Nichols!
Nichols? Nichols. Penny Nichols. That assistant we talked to. Oh, right. Anyway, we heard about the accident. It was during filming with Jack Hammer. He killed a man, didn't he?
Whippersnappers! Dredging up dirt on some path like that, like the recently departed, no less! I suppose you think this is fun!
No! I'm just doing my job to protect Mr. Powers.
And you claim that Hammer's stolen Powers' suit? You expect me to believe that rubbish? Or do you have some kind of proof?
We
Proof
kinda
that Hammer
do.
stole costume? I have proof. Sorry, Miss Oldbag, but I do have proof. I can prove that Mr. Hammer stole Mr. Powers' costume. It would be the pills, right?
Yeah.
Or the plate?
No,
The bottle?
the pills. The pills binds it to Hammer because of the fingerprints.
Here's my proof.
What? What's a little empty bottle supposed to prove?
It's a bottle of sleeping pills with Mr. Hammer's fingerprints on it.
What does that prove? I'm sure old Hammer had some sleepless nights. Where's your proof that he used those pills on Powers?
There we go.
Which would be the plate.
Yep.
Mr. Powers ate a T-bone steak for lunch, correct?
Well, yes. So?
This is the plate that he used to eat that steak. There are traces of sleeping pills powder on the plate. Oh.
I see. Poor Hammer.
You did wrong, Hammer. Rest your soul.
Miss Oldbag?
Okay, you win. I'll talk. I'm tired, see? Tired of holding it all in. Miss Oldbag, you're right. 5 years ago, there was an accident. A fatal accident. What's worse, a paparazzi took a photo of it. That photo, well, it caused quite a stir. And guess who made it all better? Vasquez. She has ties to the Mafia. Whoa! The Mafia? Oh, snap. She silenced that paparazzi. That was the beginning. After that, she became a force to be reckoned with here at the studio. I see. But you have to understand. Poor old Hammer never meant any harm to anyone. Miss Oldbag, hold on a minute. Poor Miss Oldbag. Here, take this. A photograph? Wait a second. This is the picture.
They were filming Prince of Tennis.
Right. Is this a trailer in Studio 2? Hammer was supposed to fight with the bad guy on the top of those stairs there. He pushed the other actor and the man fell onto the flower box fence.
Who made such a dangerous set?
But how did you get this? It was a long time ago. I don't feel much like talking about it.
She peated the crap out of that paparazzi.
I understand. Now what?
I think it's time to face a certain person. with the facts. Actually, I just realized that this might be shorter than I thought.
It's okay. It doesn't matter. We talk to her?
No,
No.
we just
Present.
put it on her face right now. Right here.
She's not even looking. Where? What? Where did you get that? Well, old bag. Old?
She means a security lady. Miss Oldbag, Nick.
Right. Anyway, Miss Vasquez, you hid this incident from the press, didn't you? And you used it to control Mr. Hammer. The wind. Huh?
The Wind Waker.
It's gotten stronger. Don't you think? The wind. Your conversation interests me. Let's talk about it more. Inside the trailer.
It's a trap!
Nick! She went inside the trailer.
It's a trap!
Yep. We're gonna get murdered. You came. Well then, what was that you were talking about? Why is she so eager to talk all of a sudden? Miss Vasquez, you were using that accident. You were blackmailing Mr. Hammer so you could control him, weren't you? That's why he was doing kids' shows for petty change. So I'm a blackmailer now?
Well, that's what it was, wasn't it? I mean, sure, it was an accident. But you used it to drag Mr. Hammer down from his rightful place as a star.
Oh? I haven't pulled anyone down from anywhere. Mr. Hammer's career went sour of its own accord.
But you were the cause. You pressured him. And to think it was just an accident.
Excuse me. What is this all about? You keep saying accident, accident. How are you so sure? What do you mean? Must I spell everything out for you? Think. What would it be if it wasn't an accident? No. No way! You mean Mr. Hammer did it on purpose? That is what I mean. Where's your proof? Can you prove it? Just think. Would he have let me run his life for 5 years over a mere accident? I ran him hard, believe you me.
But the security lady said it was an accident.
Oh, well, she was a big fan of Hammer's, you see. She jumped on the reporter who brought that photo into the studio. She wrenched it out of his hand, she did. Gave him a few bruises, too. So that's why she had the photo. She's an old fool. Of course, all the reporter would need is the negatives. He could have made a copy, but he didn't. The only copy of that photo is the one you hold. Give it to me. Now.
What? This is valuable evidence.
Boys! Oh!
You're going to get...
This is not good. Who are they? Professionals. They're good at erasing various things. What do you think? Would you like to be erased?
What?
The trial ends tomorrow. How unfortunate. It's a shame you'll have to miss it.
Tell me why. Why do you want this photograph so badly?
This is Mr. Hammer's dirt. No? Why should D. Vasquez care about it at all? Oh, he got you there! He got you there! I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to think about that's where you're going. So long, friends. Boys, you race away.
No!
Hold it right there!
Gumshoe!
I heard everything, Paul. D. Vasquez,
Gumshoe to the rescue!
you're coming down to the precinct with me, now!
Not bad. Very well. It appears this contest will be decided tomorrow then. In court.
You will think that those 4 professionals will be plenty of manpower to take down Gumshoe.
True.
I'll be looking forward to it.
Well, we have to pretend that maybe Gumshoe has people near him. You know, the limitations of sprites.
Or, you know, he might have AK-47s in his hands. Hey, you okay, pal? Sorry, I was a little late with my entrance. I kinda had difficulties opening the door. I don't get many chances to practice that sort of thing.
Detective Gumshoe.
Thank you, thank you, thank you! I was really scared.
Huh? Don't mention it, pal. Just doing my job.
Detective Gumshoe?
Sorry, it's just... I've just wanted to say that line ever since I became a detective.
The cliches, right?
Okay, I've got one more job to do today. I'm sure we'll run into each other again soon. In fact, I parked my car in front of your bicycle, so we're gonna have to...
Well, Nick, it looks like we're getting close to the bottom of this. And who's at the bottom? The Vasquez. To be continued.
That was shorter than I anticipated.
It's okay.
But you know what? We're gonna take it.
We're gonna save. Like that.
I guess we can preview October 20, 10 a.m. District Court Courtroom, number 4s. Pretzels! Pretzels! We want pretzels!
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and defense will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edward, opening statement.
In yesterday's session, the defense presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was, in fact, Studio 2. Today, I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear.
Very well.
Edward seems a bit on edge today.
I know what you're thinking.
Kind of like on the edge of your seat.
No.
Oh, come on. You have to admit that was worth a try.
I'll give you a point for that.
Yes! Woohoo! Score 1 for me. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution calls Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. Miss D. Vasquez is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day.
Oh, here she is.
Yep, and she's allowed to smoke in the courtroom.
Apparently.
Will the witness state her name and occupation? D. Vasquez. I'm a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes? I dislike needless banter. If you must... How do you even pronounce
Pontificate.
that? Pontificate? If you must pontificate, do it when I'm not here.
Edgeworth's already taking a hit.
Oh, man. Getting a taste of your own medicine, Edgeworth. Very well, Mr. Vasquez. Please give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak.
She's not wearing pants, Phoenix. Witness
Her
testimony the day of the
panties?
murder.
I entered the trailer, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It shift ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. That's already wrong, isn't it? Didn't Sal say 15?
I guess.
Didn't he say 2:15?
I mean, if we don't have any evidence to prove
Yeah,
that,
I
we're
know,
just gonna have
but-
to press it anyway.
Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later when we all went to Studio 1. That's all.
I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you.
The van.
Hmm?
There's a van at Studio 2.
That's right.
I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk, what with that monkey's head toppling over.
Van had it to the court record.
I see. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it!
It's always the final battle.
Day
Cross-examination.
of the murder.
By yourself? Yes. And you didn't stop in at the employee area? No.
Are you always this terse?
Yes.
Oh, dear.
Oh dear.
Did no one leave during the meeting? No one.
Come on, let's talk a bit more about that.
The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. The same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. And please stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. And when exactly was that? I've forgotten.
Maybe you could try remembering.
No. The meeting ended at 4, and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times.
You would think? Come on, all you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth.
Don't make the girl angry.
Hold on! You had Sal take you? What does that mean? It means what I just said. I had Sal take me in Studio 2 van. Oh, alright.
And what were you doing during that time?
Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops.
Wow.
It was a 15-minute break. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal. No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proved she didn't eat that steak. Well, Nick, find anything? Kinda wish she'd said a little more.
It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said somewhere.
So,
It would be the steak, wouldn't it?
yes, but you don't know how to prove it?
What? So we present it?
Ha! As I thought. You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not.
What's this now, Mr. Wright?
Look at this.
It's a plate.
It's dirty,
This plate
too.
was on the table in the employee room. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will,
Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manella ate at the table outside the trailer.
See, that's the kind of part that annoys me because you have to remember that this was there.
Yeah. Yet there were no bones left on the plates. The plates were bare. Miss Vasquez, tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You didn't eat the steak.
Yeah.
You ate a boneless steak.
Well, that's completely stupid. You didn't eat the steak. I mean, you could also
didn't eat
claim
any steak during that break.
you could
took
also
your
claim that
steak,
she ate the
put it
bone, but that's
somewhere.
even more weird.
Like that incinerator. I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? Meeting the Steel Samurai.
Yeah, we want this to go our way. I mean, she's obviously
She
picking
was-
on Salmonella now, but
Yeah. She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Order! Are you sane? Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai, and then you did it. You killed him with your own hands.
rubble.
Mr. Wright! Isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be boring as all the rest. Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Any day, Vasquez.
Except
luck,
not today. Except not today, because I think it's about time
Let's see.
that we cut.
I want to keep going.
Okay, fine, let's keep going.
What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Yes? I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon?
You couldn't, could you? But that's not the point here.
But I think he could. She could.
No, she couldn't. There's
She-
no way. She couldn't use that spear.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Because
it was a
the
heavy
point
spear.
is-
That's right. I think you would have a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Oh, that's right. Because okay, I get it now. Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty much anyone would. Huh. You see. Yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. Meaning, the samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as a murder weapon.
Alright, then I guess we don't have a choice. We commit.
I present my proof, the so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast.
Oh, we got it right.
Remember that the spear broke during the morning action scene run-through? But someone fixed the spear. It was a security lady. She fixed it with duct tape.
The handyman's secret weapon.
Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who is wearing a thick costume with this? Through the chest? Order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think
you
about
know-
what you're... Silence.
You know, I just thought, well, I just realized it, but I kind of know. We figured out it was duct tape 2 days ago.
Yeah, I think so.
Why are we bringing this up now?
I don't know. Anyways.
I guess you could say that because before we could assume that Amers did not wear any kind of costume, so it will have been easier.
Yeah.
But I guess
I don't know. It's weird. Anyways.
Yeah.
I'm the one testifying here, and I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying?
If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was. How was Hammer killed?
Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer?
I can tell you.
I can tell you. Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was?
I'm afraid your confidence can sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well. Let's see this murder weapon then.
Show the picture.
Look at this photo.
What is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs. Order! Order! If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright.
If you want a order, I'll be taking a order, sir.
What is this all about?
This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth. You still can't see it? Maybe you should start wearing glasses. Foreshadowing! See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? Oh, what? Are you sane? Yes. What happened 5 years ago? Has happened again!
Mr. Wright, continue!
It's 2:30 p.m. on the day of the murder. Misty Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it! She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. In other words, the victim, Mr. Hammer, he died in the same way that he caused another man to die. 5 years ago. Precisely. Ironic, isn't it? Very creative, Mr. Wright. I could use a man like you on my script writing staff. You deny that what I say is true? Mr. Wright, let's say, for the sake of argument, that Hammer died at the trailer, as you say. Yet the body was found at Studio 1, was it not? And in the evil magistrate's costume, no less. Are you then claiming that I carried the body to Studio 1 and returned to the trailer, all in the space of a 15-minute break? How could I have disposed of the body? Shoot, that's a good point. The break in the meeting of the trailer lasted 15 minutes from 2:30 to 2:45. Could Jack Hammer have been pushed off the stairs to his death, then carried to Studio 1 and placed inside his costume? There wasn't enough time.
Indeed. Well, Mr. Wright, how could she have dealt with the body?
She had another way.
She had another way.
What if she had another way to carry the body, other than with her own hands? For instance? Actually, for that matter, there was no need for her to do the deed in 15 minutes. And there was a way for you to carry that body. Interesting. Let's hear it then.
Mr. Wright, please show us how she carried the body.
You know, right?
The van.
Yes. You got me scared for a second.
No, I know what I was doing. Miss Vasquez, you carried the body to Studio 1. And you used the studio van to do it. Recall your testimony. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. There was a van there, right? I had Sal drive me. You used the van to carry the body to Studio 1. Then, before everyone else got there, you put the body into the magistrate costume. Hold on, Wright.
Don't forget it was Salmonella that drove the van. Are you suggesting that Mr. Manella was a conspirator?
Of course he
Course.
was.
Yeah, that's true, huh? Of course Salmonella has to have been a conspirator.
He's
Body
the cause
had
of
to be
death.
placed in the van and put into the costume. There's no way Mr. Vasquez could have done that alone. Also, don't forget that they had to dispose of the Steel Samurai costume. They had to because it was covered in Mr. Hammer's blood. They probably burned it in that small incinerator. Well, Mr. Vasquez, shall I
Miss-
continue? Oh, I'm sorry, Miss
Did
Vasquez.
you really call Mr. Vasquez?
No need. You're smarter than you look, Mr. Wright. I lose. You win. It was fun.
I win? Yeah, not quite the response we were expecting.
Yeah, I was not really expecting that.
So what happens next? Don't me? Don't you have anything to say?
What would you like me to say?
Huh? I lost? Something like that?
I just said that.
Wait, so you mean D. Vasquez, so it was you? You killed Jack Hammer!
I don't know, man.
Lips.
Who can say?
Huh?
Are you sure I did? Mr. Wright, we just engaged in a battle of wits, and the results of that battle you proved the possibility that I murdered Hammer.
Right.
But there is only a possibility. Proof is another thing altogether. You lack decisive proof, Mr. Wright.
What? Order. Mr. Edgewood, your thoughts?
Edgeworth has not been in the game.
He is not, actually, to be very honest. It's all been her. Of course.
It's as the witness says. Certainly, it does seem very likely she did it, but there's no proof.
Edgeworth isn't sure.
Well, I came here as a witness today. If you have no more questions, I'll be leaving.
Ugh, what do I do now? Wait.
The only thing
Yeah,
we can,
you're right. We can only
the only-
testify her because of
the
that.
only way we can get there is to make her testify more.
I'd like you to testify again. Testify again?
Know when to give up, Mr. Wright. Think about it. Even if I were to testify again, what is the point? I can only say what I said before. The truth, Mr. Wright. I've already said it all there is to say. What would happen if I said it again? You'd ask the same questions to get the same answers. A waste of time.
Damn. To come so far only to fail. As it seems there are no further questions, I would like to end the cross-examination of the witness, Miss Vasquez. What? Oh!
You know what? I think this is the best time to stop.
I need more.
We've been going for 37 minutes. We're going for the long run if we keep going.
I'm going for the long run.
Alright then.
It's freaking Edward!
Buckle up, kiddos. We're going in for the long run.
Yes, Mr. Edward?
I was hoping to come up with a question while I was objecting, Your Honor. I didn't.
Alright, that's it. Episode over. Go home, people.
Oh, Edgy Poo, you failed me. He failed me. No! I see. Very well. Your Honor! I request that the witness testify again.
You are the prosecutor, are you not? Why are you badgering me? I'm your witness.
I just want to hear your testimony again. Does this make any sense to you, Your Honor? I don't see that we have anything to gain by repeating the last several minutes.
Mr. Edward, I too see little point in making Miss Vasquez repeat herself. What exactly do you want her to testify about?
Well, yes, Indeed, verily, I say, ergo, I want to hear about what happened after they found the body.
After they found a body? Very well. The witness will testify to the court concerning this matter.
Nick! Why did Edgeworth?
Who knows? But I'm in love.
Oh, good lord.
He probably realized she did it too.
But wasn't he the one that said he always gets a guilty verdict? After all that?
Edgeworth.
Witness testimony after finding the body.
Alright. Here we go. I was with Sal and Old Bag, the security lady, when we found the body. The assistant was there too, only Powers was absent. I immediately called the office, then the police, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the office.
I don't know why I said office. Then Powers showed up. The security lady, Old Bag, was quite agitated, pointing at Powers, saying he did it. I asked to be left out of the proceedings. I went back to the trailer to get my script and direction notes. Then I went home.
I see no issues raised by this testimony. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination.
Okay, Nick, we're close. Real close. She may be acting tough now, but if you put her on the spot, she's sure to falter. Find the key you need and twist the truth out of her, Nick.
Right. Here we go.
Cross-examination after finding the body.
What time was that? We were to meet at 5 for the rehearsal, so I'd say it was then. When exactly did you and Mr. Manalo arrive at the studio? About 10 minutes before. It wasn't suffering any bodies into costumes, mind you.
Press harder.
Yeah, we could press harder.
I can't.
Where were the other employees when you got to the studio? They weren't there yet. Well, then you could have put Hammer in that costume with Salmonella's help. Oh, what did I just say? Did I not say that I wasn't stuffing any bodies into any costumes? You should try to listen to what people are saying, boy.
Boy?
The witness will continue her testimony.
Mr. Powers was taking a nap, correct? So he says. Did no one go to call him? Remember. Remember what?
The Alamo.
There was a dead body lying in front of us, yet you expect me to be calm? You certainly seem calm enough when I accuse you of murder.
Press harder.
Wait a second. Wouldn't that be the other way around? The other way around? You discovered a murdered body and one person was missing, right? Wouldn't you normally go looking for the missing person?
I have to agree with the defense on this one. Well, Miss Vasquez?
Logically speaking, perhaps. But no one there was thinking very logically, I assure you. Also, without this steel samurai costume, Powers doesn't really stand out.
I heard
We'd
that.
often let him on the bus when shooting a location. No one noticed he was missing. Poor Powers.
I suppose that explains that. Very well, Miss Vasquez. You may continue.
Oh.
What was everyone else doing at that time? No one said a thing. It was silent, completely silent. So we stood there until Powers finally arrived on the scene. Sorry I'm late. Then, silence. Dead silence. Lips. Silent.
Hey, Nick. Why is everyone so quiet? Someone should do something to lighten things up.
Old Bag, the security lady? Why did the security lady think Powers had done it? She said because she saw him going toward the studio. Right, the Steel Samurai.
Let's press harder.
Did the detective arrest Mr. Powers based solely on the security lady's word?
Perhaps not. She seemed to have also given the detective that photograph. Of course, I heard all this after the fact.
That photograph, meaning the one taken by the security camera.
She's not known for exhibiting the best sense of judgment when it comes to Hammer.
I don't think there's anything in there I can use.
You asked to be left out? Yes. It seems that everyone else was questioned, and I'm really not fond of that sort of thing.
But you can't just decide who the police will and won't question. But don't we forgetting that she's freaking in the mafia, Phoenix? Like,
Yeah, the judge doesn't know that yet.
I know, but still.
Thankfully, the studio thinks otherwise. They were nice enough to understand that since we were in a meeting, there was no way we could have been involved. Thus, they covered for us.
Covered for you? Or covered it up for you? There must have been a lot of writing on it with all those bigwigs at the meeting. I'm sure her professionals helped convince everyone they didn't require questioning. The script and your direction notes?
Yes, they're quite valuable. I wouldn't do to have them stolen.
No, I guess not.
Press harder.
Wait a second. I thought you came to Studio One for a rehearsal. Why didn't you bring your script and notes?
Well, I was under the impression that we wouldn't be able to rehearse anything.
Why?
There was a murder after all. Who would think of rehearsing after that?
Oh yeah, I guess.
No.
Very well.
No.
Oh! 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 Edgy Poo!
He
Your
saw it.
Honor,
He saw it.
I have an objection to the witness's last statement.
Huh?
Think. Miss Vasquez said she didn't bring the script because there wouldn't be a rehearsal. Don't you see what that means? She wouldn't have had to know about the murder before going to Studio One.
She slipped. And we let Edgework take it for us.
Thank you, Edgy Poo! I love you! Mr. Edgewood! What you have just said is a reasonable observation. However, I find it hard to understand why the prosecution would make such a move. Or are you thinking of a career change to defense? Oh, that tugs my heart so much.
I mean, one day he'll have his chance. One day. Today's not that day, though.
I appreciate the concern, Your Honor. I will stand by my statement, however, regardless of how the court sees my role here. Now, Miss Vasquez, do you have an explanation?
I can't believe Edgeworth is helping me!
So the prosecution is in cahoots with the defense. What kind of court is this? No matter. I think you misunderstood me. I had a perfectly good reason to believe there would be no rehearsal.
Very well. The witness will change her testimony to reflect this reason. How did you know about the injury? How did I know?
Sal. He told me.
Sal, the director? You may have to find something to peg this on her here, or everything we've done till now will have been wasted. I believe in you, Nick. Go get him. Then that makes total sense.
Here we go. Either that or we're ahead again.
You knew that Hammer was injured? Don't you think that's a little funny? I mean, it was the Steel Samurai who was injured. It was Will Powers. But... Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Yes, Mr. Hammer is dragging his leg in his photo. But that's because he was pretending to be Mr. Powers.
Pretending?
One person was injured in the run-through that morning. That person was Mr. Powers, not Mr. Hammer. Now, why did you think it was Mr. Hammer who was injured?
Power Hammer.
I always said it. It was Sal who told me. That's right. He must have gotten it wrong.
I think not. Mr. Manella was at the run-through that morning. He would have known it was Mr. Powers who was injured. He saw it happen.
Plus, he
Why would he
testified
tell you
about
the
it
wrong person?
yesterday. Plus, he testified about it yesterday.
You saw Hammer limping. Actually, you didn't hear anything from Mr. Manella. You saw Mr. Hammer limping with your own eyes.
Yes, but wasn't it Mr. Powers who was injured?
Yes, but remember, Mr. Hammer was dragging his leg too. He was pretending to be Mr. Powers.
Ah!
And when was he doing this? Well, it would be then after he put on the Steel Samurai costume and went to Studio 2, where he was murdered. Exactly! Miss Vasquez, you met him, didn't you? You saw the Steel Samurai limping! And Mr. Hammer was in that Steel Samurai suit. That's why you were confused. That's why you thought it was Mr. Hammer who had been injured that morning. Wah, wah.
Order! Order! I will have order!
Mac and cheese.
Witness, can you refute this claim? Yeah, let's see you sneak out of this one, Vasquez. Very well. I have a question for you. Why are the real killers always so persistent? Why in the world would I want Hammer dead?
Mr. Hammer.
Yes, he'd fallen on hard times, but he was a star. I had nothing to gain from his death. Nothing.
Yeah, she would need a motive. Why would she have killed the victim? If there is a reason, it is unclear to this court. Does the defense have anything to say on the matter? In other words, can you prove she had a motive?
Yeah.
No.
No?
She had no motive.
She didn't have a motive?
Well, crap. We're taking a penalty on this.
Really? I thought it would make sense.
She has no motive to kill him. And if you think about it, she didn't needed one.
You're
Anyway,
right.
just take that penalty right there. Wait, is it working?
This is the photo from before?
This photo reveals the motive in this murder. I'm right, aren't I, Miss Vasquez? 5 years ago, Mr. Hammer was at the height of his fame. With D. Vasquez's help, a terrible accident was swept under the carpet. Ladies and gentlemen, the case currently up for trial. It began on that day, 5 years ago. Ironically enough, that accident precipitated Mr. Hammer's fall.
Huh.
His fall from stardom.
Hold on.
So I was right? Well,
Yeah,
let's-
The reasoning in there is that she had no reason to kill him. He had a reason to kill her.
Yeah.
So the point is that we couldn't prove that she had a motive.
Yeah. His guilt weighed him down, no doubt. However, you, D. Vasquez, used Mr. Hammer. You made him work for you for petty change. Bringing us to the present day, and Mr. Hammer's last role as the evil magistrate. Yes, undoubtedly, it was a constant source of shame for the ex-star.
One moment, Mr. Wright. We are talking about motives here, yet you have only talked about Mr. Hammer. It almost seems as if it was Mr. Hammer who had killed D. Vasquez, not the other way around. What motive would Miss Vasquez have?
Yes, that's right. According to what you say, I would have had no reason to kill Hammer. He was a good source of income for me. And I never get rid of useful men. It's a policy of mine.
Mr. Wright, please explain Mr. Vasquez's motive for murder.
She had no okay, so I guess that's
She had no motive. She had no motive, Your Honor.
What's that now?
It was Mr. Hammer who was out for blood. All Miss Vasquez did was push him off the stairs in self-defense. What's that now?
It's simple. Mr. Hammer was intending to kill Miss Vasquez. What? What?
No, that was Edgeworth.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that sounded like Vasquez.
Your Honor, Jackhammer drugged Mr. Powers with sleeping pills. Jackhammer snuck into the dressing room and stole the Steel Samurai costume. Jackhammer wore the costume to fool the security lady into thinking he was Powers. Then Jackhammer made his way to the trailer. And for what purpose, you ask? To kill D. Vasquez, who had so cruelly taken advantage of him for all those years.
Well, there we go.
Oh, snap. Literally.
I did it. I'm so good.
So, you did do it, didn't you?
Yes, I am guilty. It was me.
Someone call an ambulance!
There's blood everywhere. We're too late.
Ah! Miss Vasquez!
What? What happened here?
Manuel fell from the trailer stairs!
Not Manuel! Manuel.
Miss Vasquez, please try to remain calm.
No. How could this? It was an accident.
Mr. Hammer was doing an action scene and...
No, Manuel.
Don't touch him, Miss Vasquez.
No!
Please don't die. Please. Congratulations, Mr. Wright. I lose. Again.
Mr. Edgeworth, where's D. Vasquez?
In the waiting lobby, Your Honor. As calm and collected as ever.
I see. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. It appears you have brought about yet another miracle. Thank you, Your Honor.
I think not, Your Honor. Will Powers was innocent. That he should be found so is only natural, not a miracle.
Also, it was me who did the
You're
job.
a dick! Yes, you're right. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, not guilty! Woo! We did it! That is all. The court is adjourned. Oh, we did it! This is amazing, dude.
October 20, 1:12 p.m. District Court, Defending Lobby Number 3, out of pretzels. I don't know what to say. Thank you so much.
I'm just glad you're okay.
Yes, but it's sad. I know now that Mr. Hammer stole my costume. It's bad enough that he wanted to kill Miss Vasquez, but to think that he tried to frame me for the murder, it makes me sad. Tell me why, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
Tell me. Why did Mr. Hammer want to blame me? Show evidence.
Well, this is what I think. Mr. Hammer wanted to put the blame on you because you're
The picture book.
this one? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because you were the Steel Samurai.
Because I was the Steel Samurai?
Mr. Hammer was a big star once, but he was reduced to acting in the kids' show, and as the villain to boot. The kids loved the Steel Samurai.
I mean, to be
And
fair,
so-
there were some pretty amazing villains in some kids' shows.
True. And so he hated you.
I think I understand. He could have just told me. I would have changed places with him any time.
Isn't that sad that it probably could have been prevented like that, too? I think you're missing the point.
Thank you. I'm just glad it's all over.
So am I. So am I.
Congratulations, WP!
Oh? Oh! Thanks to you, I'll be able to don the Steel Samurai outfit once more. And probably for the last time. I can't wait to get back into that sweaty costumes and... Hmm? Is something wrong?
No, of course not. Nick, Edgeworth.
Huh?
Edgeworth alert! Edgeworth alert!
Heartthrob.
Edgeworth alert!
Oh, my stars! They just get hot in here. Say something, right? I'm not good at small talk. Huh? What? Just kiss him, you fool. God damn it.
This is awkward.
Just kiss him, you fool. Just kiss him. That was too bad, Edgeworth. You don't waste any time gloating, do you? No, I really want to thank you. Vasquez would have gotten away if you hadn't stepped in.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Powers.
Edgeworth. I'm a big fan of your work, Mr. Powers.
Liar!
Yet it's so true.
It's so true.
Right. I must say I hadn't expected to meet you again after all these years.
Meet again?
However, in retrospect, it would have been better had we not met. Thanks to you, I'm saddled with unnecessary feelings. Oh, come on! Oh, come on! How could this not be?
It's not.
It is!
Stop.
It is!
You're not.
This
You're
is
just.
so canon! Come on!
You're just earning yourself at this point.
This is so canon! And
No.
no. And everyone in the comments, you guys agree too. I know you're gonna agree to this. I know there's gonna be one person that's gonna totally agree with me that these two are doing it. Come on.
No. You're hurting yourself. You gotta stop.
Ah, they really make it so. Come on.
Yes, they're making very, very, very awkward.
Unnecessary feelings? Yes, unease and uncertainty. Aren't those kind of necessary? They only serve to get in my way. Listen to me, Phoenix Wright. Don't ever show your face in front of me again. That's what I came here to tell you. Jesus.
Mr. Wright? Is this guy a friend?
What? Friends? As if. They're rivals. Rivals! Right, Nick?
For now we are, I guess.
Huh? Why do I get the feeling I'm missing something? Come on, Nick. Tell me. What's the deal with you and Edgeworth?
And so the curtain closes on another trial. I caused quite a stir by revealing that accident from 5 years ago. It was the talk of the town. Thankfully, Global Studios rethought its programming change. They went back to making kids shows again.
Princess!
Nick! This is it. The new show starts today. You're going to watch it with me, right?
I'll admit I was kind of surprised. I didn't think they'd seriously go through with it.
You have to buy trading cards too, okay? We have to trade with Cody and that assistant.
Fine, I'll do it.
Isn't it great that WP gets to play the lead again?
How?
I wonder if they'll show his real face this time.
I don't know. I don't think the world is ready for the real Will Powers.
Also, how does he fit in that costume?
I like the question.
The end.
Well, that's 3 cases down on our...
Oh, that was a good one. A brand
Yeah.
new episode has been added.
It was so good that you dragged this episode for an hour.
And in the next episode, we go
Turnabout
to
goodbyes.
Goodbyes.
And
This is the last case. not including the
no.
DLC.
This is
So-
technically the final case from the original release back
Yes.
in the Game Boy Advance when it was a Japan-only title.
Yeah, and we are going to do the DLC for you guys wondering. But we are going to do this. So
technically it is kind of a final case, but not final case.
yeah, it's kind of weird, but just for the sake of people that are watching this is technically the final case in the game. And we will do the DLC though. So this was Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney with me in Nightshade.
You better buckle up, guys. The next one's a doozy.
And with that, we are out of here.